All right. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to present my research entitled Integrating a Traditional Game and Collect to Foster EFL Young Learner Speaking Skills. Yes, there are some topics that I'm going to present. The first is study background, and then after that, I'm going to present the objectives, and then the tutorial review will be presented, and then next one, I'm going to present the methodology that I use for this research, and then I'm going to present the findings and discussions, and then the conclusions. The first one, study background. So the reason why speaking skills is important in this research to be researched because it is essential to be learned for EFL young learners because they are known as fast learners and they are in a golden age in language acquisitions. And beside that, there are some problems in engagement in the activities of speaking English. And then because they feel anxious to speak in English, and then the next problem is the durations of interactions is less or short because the English is not compulsory subject. And if English is learned at school, the durations of learning is short. That's why there are less interactions in English. And then why traditional game is implemented because of young learners characters stated by Sugianto in Rusiana and Nurainingsi 2016 that young learner are described as the character like working together and then enjoy playing and moving around. And NCLEC has scenario for working together and then physical activities. And the benefits for in implementing traditional game NCLEC is the traditional game can foster social interactions that can benefit children's communications ability, stated by Suherman 2019. And then another benefit that traditional game can give a positive effect on students to emerge the character's values such as cooperation and integrity because it has an area to work together, to play together. And last but not least benefit is this traditional game can prevent the students from addictions in playing smartphone that we know the smartphone has a bad effect even for their health and for their physical and for their development. And this research only has one objective that how can traditional game and like foster EFL young learner speaking skills. And the literature reviews that I present here is about speaking skill and young learners. That we know that young learner have got the first lesson from the parents that about communications. It is speaking skills. That's why the speaking skills is first skill that they learn from the parents. And the next one, speaking skills is important because they need to obtain the good communications to prepare to be ready for the next level of study. Let's say secondary school, because in secondary school they learn English. If they don't learn English at primary school, they feel they are going to be difficult to learn English in secondary school. And then the next one, speaking skills and young learners because they are known as the first and the golden age in language acquisitions and also known as a fast learner in acquiring the language stated by Hamilton 2015. And beside that, in Indonesian curriculum, besides speaking skills as dominant skills that young learner learn in elementary school. And if we see game-based learners and young learners, that the first, young learners has the character or described as the one who learn language contextually and gradually in a meaningful and fun way. And game-based learning present meaningful and fun way activities. And then young learners also are required to be encouraged the purposeful and real communication experience. And game-based learning has scenario to be purposeful and real communication experience. And the next one is game-based learning can enhance uh, the students' knowledge by active interactions and physical movement because young nurse has a very high energy level. So why integrating traditional game and CLEC to foster EFL young learner speaking skills? Because traditional games defines as hereditary games inherited by the parents or the ancients with some varieties, stated by Cahyani 2015. And then this game contains valuable norms and practices which are passed down through generations. And this traditional game used to educate and make the children can socialize with the others because of the real interactions. And then also stated by Suherman 2019, a traditional game can foster social interaction, which can benefit to the children's communication ability. It's because the scenarios of playing together with the other players in the real communications. And then due to the physical activities in the game, such as jumping, throwing, etc., assumes that it can give the positive effect to concentrations, memory, learning, and academic success in general, stated by Hillman et al. 2008, Reynolds Nicholson 2007, and then Sibley and Etnier 2003, and Van Praag 2009. So the scenarios of playing traditional game, for example, NCLEC, because it contains physical activities that can give the good benefit or positive effect to young learners. Uh, those are the basic or the theoretical frameworks that we have or lecture reviews that we have to that I have to do this research. And now the methodology that I used is participatory action research. Um, the data instruments that I use here is using classroom observation and questionnaire. And classroom observations were equipped with checklists and video recorder. And then this research uh, was participated by 26 students of fifth grade of elementary school. And this research was analyzed by preparing and organizing the data and then exploring and coding the data. And then I analyze and interpret the data's findings. And after that, I present the interpreted findings. So here is the classroom observation checklist that I used in this research. The rubric is accuracy and fluency. Accuracy contains of correct grammar, correct pronunciations, and correct vocabulary. And fluency contains of whether the student speak pauses, has pauses in speaking, or has hesitations in speaking or delivering or responding in English. And here is the research designs. This study was conducted only one cycle with 3 meetings, 1 meeting for simulations and 2 meetings for playing the games or treatment. And then also this research provide verbs for the students to match. So the students have to match the vocabularies or the verbs and the pictures on the NCLEC board. And then also this game or this research provide gameplay expressions that the students have to use during playing the games. and here is the publish. Uh, they will provide it. Watch, play game, cry, get up, cheat, share, move, and sleep. And then here is the expression list that have to be used during playing the game. Let's play. It's your turn. Be careful. Did it. You can make it. Let's discuss. And I think it's good or bad because blah blah blah. Okay, so here is the timetable for implementing traditional game in English lesson. Meeting one is the simulations. The student got explanations about how to play the games and what are the rules. And then after that, the student did the simulations. And then meeting two is playing the game because time is not enough. So um, we continued to meeting three, playing the game. And then for the last meeting, the fourth meeting is spreading questionnaires to the students. So the target for this game is the students have to reach all 8 squares by responding to teacher questions based on the pictures on the board in order to obtain the land or the squares. Those are the target. And here are the rules of the game that all members have to get turn to play so that they have the opportunity to respond the teacher's questions based on the pictures on the board. And then the player can land and stand on 2 legs when they will take a shooter. Because, oh yeah, there are two, what is that? There are two medias in playing this game. The first one is this board, and then there is shooter. They have to throw the shooter into a square 1, 2, 3, 4 until 8. And then after that, they get the opportunity to have the land. All right, and then the players have to answer the teacher's questions based on the pictures on the board where the shooter is before they move to the rest of the squares to complete the first missions. And then when they have the opportunity to have the land, they will get the more difficult questions, and the players have to answer it correctly, fluently, and then accurately. All right, so here is the findings of this research that in the second meeting, a 14 student could respond accurately and fluently with a correct grammar, correct vocabulary, and correct pronunciations without pauses and hesitations. Even one of the students can give the details of the informations, the detailed informations, like by saying she's sharing a snack with her little sister. And then two players or two students can respond quite accurately and fluently in the correct grammar and correct pronunciations, even though the vocabulary is incorrect, by saying he's studying. However, the picture doesn't describe that he's studying, but he's cheating. And in the third meeting, we found that yeah, because because of difficulty in playing the games while creating or responding the teacher's questions by landing and then standing in one leg, so the scenarios was changed into the players can land and then stand in 2 legs while they are going to take the shooters and then responding the teacher's questions. So because of that, some of the group could reach the target that is reaching square 8 squares, and then they got the opportunity to have the land. And there was the questions delivered to the students. There was some more difficult questions delivered to the students. And here is the findings of the third meeting, that 10 players could respond the teacher's questions accurately and fluently. Uh, one student even give the detailed informations by saying she's playing cell phone together with using wood together. And then one of the students that got the opportunity to get the land could give I could use the comparative adjective by saying older. He looks older. And two students could answer accurately and a little bit fluently, because they made some pauses and hesitations in responding, even though uh, the grammar is correct, vocabulary is correct, and pronunciation is correct. And two-player could speak accurately and a little bit fluently, because there are some pauses in responding or in speaking. However, one of the students could give the detailed informations on could categorize the person or the character in that picture by saying a child is watching TV, using a child. And then here's the here is the questionnaire result, that most of the students feel fun uh, playing traditional game, and then all the students actually feel fun playing traditional game and click, and then all of the students agree that the class come alive when using traditional game, and then most of the students agree that they're interested in taking English course by implementing traditional game and click. Only three students disagree, and then all of the students agree that they are motivated to compete and become the winner uh, as a goal of the game. And then most of the students agree that they're interested in learning English by implementing traditional game and click. Only two students disagree. And then all of the students agree that they are motivated to discuss with the group, because scenarios of this game are a group game. And then most of the students agree that the picture that used in this game are easy to understand. Only one disagree. And then most of the students agree that a traditional game is important to implement in English lesson. Even only six disagree about that. So because of that, um, uh, the games, the students are encouraged to speak English by implementing traditional game, and then they are motivated to speak English because the game is fun, and then uh, the game can reduce their feeling anxiety of speaking English. Uh, Therefore, they can engage with the activities and then the game scenarios that can make them enjoy learning English while playing. Therefore, we conclude that this game can encourage EFL young learners speak English in terms of fluency, accuracy, in vocabulary, pronunciations, and in grammar. They could respond the teacher's questions correctly and fluently. And then the element of fun and rules and also goal can motivate the students to engage in activity, and they are motivated to be winner. And then the response of this game by questionnaire from the questionnaires have the good response, like they feel fun to play traditional game, integrating traditional game in English lesson. However, there are some limitation in this research. That the first one uh, the time of conducting the research is short. It it's only one cycle, and then the lesson is limited, only one lesson integrated into the games, only one lesson. There is only a present constant, and then the use expressions during the games are limited. Only some expression that the students use, and not all the students use that. Okay, here is the references that I use. All right, thank you so much for your attentions. If there is questions, please.